good advice? You've been ignoring good advice your whole life. Welcome to Shitty Life Advice.
Happy New Year and welcome to Shitty Life Advice with Sam Lamont. Take it away.
And friends. So, this is a very interesting time of the year. Can you go to me, Reese? This camera should be on me right now. It should be on me often. Majority of the show. Thank you. This is a very interesting time of the year, second week of the new year, because all the excitement and promise of what you thought you were going to be the year before has burned off, and you have finally realized that you are just as pathetic as you were the year before. So welcome to reality and all your failed resolutions. If you're still going strong, congratulations. We'll give it a couple weeks until we can check back in with you. I am joined with some of my favorite humans. I'm going to slip these glasses off as I do when I slip out of character. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves? Would you humans like to introduce yourselves?
Yes.
Thank you, Ben, for
stepping up.
Yeah.
Yeah. My name is Benjamin Russick. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and my job is to antagonize Sam.
Yeah, well, I put you on the far side of the couch so I don't have to smell you. So.
Well, I'm glad because I can't reach you physically from here, so you're safe at least. There's all
clients.
this junk in the middle of us. I can't.
I hope if they're watching, they know.
This is why Reese put this barrier here, is to protect you.
I'm MC, and I'm uncomfortable. I'm a PhD trauma researcher and life coach and author, and I'm in the middle. It's bringing up a lot.
You'll be fine. Do you want to switch places?
No, it's fine.
Did you all work this last week?
Yes.
How are clients? How's the mood? How's the zeitgeist?
The vibe is not good.
My people are well behaved and mostly pleasant.
Okay, well behaved and pleasant.
Absolutely, just struggling.
We also have two of my other favorite humans, Tracy and Reese. Reese is off mic, and Tracy will join us shortly. Anyway, yeah, I'm tired. I struggle to be shitty when I'm tired. I've actually become a really sweet human. But we'll try. So we're going to start off by jumping into our first segment of the show, which we call, for now, Undergrounding. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. You know, we're going to be together for the next hour, and I would like to set a container. So I would like everyone, especially those of you on camera, to close your eyes. And if you're not on camera, maybe also close your eyes, but I actually won't be able to tell. Wow, can you hear that rain?
Oh, no.
Wow.
That's exciting. So I want you to think about your higher and lower self. What is your higher self? I would say, wow, that rain is something. Fuck what I was going to say. Can you hear that? Chat, can you hear that?
I don't think the chat can hear it.
Okay. Anyway.
But it's probably raining where they are.
Andrea is saying, oh, praise the Lord, the robe is gone. Well, Andrea, thank you. I just want you to know that I wanted an excuse to show off my beef today, and it is the New Year's resolution. I worked out for the first time yesterday, and...
Ever?
Well, no. But it was great. All right, we're going to the next segment. I can't do an undergrounding today. I'm just not feeling it. Maybe today is shitty in a different kind of way. I don't know. I don't know if I can do shitty today.
You can do shitty.
Can I do shitty?
You can do it in your sleep. I've seen it.
You've seen it in his sleep?
Yeah.
You guys have there's history here. I don't know.
It's just that one time.
Wow. I don't remember, so it must have been creepy.
Oh, no.
No, it's just you don't remember because you did it right.
All right. Well, we're going to Hero Complex because I have nothing mean to say. I hope you're all doing well. Now, this is normally the time when we would introduce a hero. But we don't have a hero, although we do have this Bowflex guy behind me. Man, that is creepier than I originally thought. And we have a fish. Hello, fish. So that's it for Hero Complex today. It's going to be a great show. On to the shitstorm. We're off to a great start. This is the Hangover episode. I know there's not really any heavy drinkers in this cast, but back in the swing. Boy, is it weird. Hey, Dennis is here. Hello. Oh, that's a different Dennis, but hello, different Dennis. The Dennis I was thinking of wasn't here, so you know what? You're the new Dennis. You're Dennis number 1.
Andrew said fish are better than humans anyway. The
Okay.
hero thing can be, in Finding Nemo when Dory says just keep swimming. That could be the hero complex of the day. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
your
That's
little mantra.
awfully positive. for the
Yeah, yeah.
day. All right, Tracy, take us away. What are we talking about?
Okay, first question. Do I need a word for 2023?
Yes.
Could you repeat the question? I think you're coming in quiet.
Do I need a word for 2023?
Do you need a word for 2023?
What does that mean?
Okay, so you don't know. I have one. Do you have one?
A word?
Yeah, a word. Tracy has one.
Like fucked? I mean, like what?
It could be fucked.
Fucked is a great. Do you want the shitty life advice glasses?
I
today?
could. I mean, I'm wearing
Oh,
over
this is
these.
exciting.
I think let's try swapping for today.
I can't see without my actual
Just put them over on top.
Yeah.
over my glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, over. Okay, so Ben's
It's
word
even
for the day
weirder.
is fucked.
I could lose my license for this.
Now, Ben,
Yes.
what in 2023 draws you towards fucked? What does your expression of fucked look like?
Well, for one thing, 23 is a prime number, which is never good.
Prime is bad.
Well, in this instance, it is.
Isn't prime like the shinies? Isn't that the good?
Well, it stands out. It stands out. Why is 23? It's fucked because lots of people losing their jobs. The tech world is in disarray, which is fine because really fuck the tech world.
Wow.
Elon Musk is an idiot, and I don't know. It's just
We're not getting into Elon Musk. You got to cool your politics, sir.
you just put these freaking glasses
Give me the
on
glasses back. You're
God,
fired.
wait.
God, you're already going
I'm
to polarize our
still
audience.
uncomfortable.
And all
Yeah.
are welcome here. All are welcome.
I think the vibe of 2023 is feeling a little eerily similar to 2020.
Yeah,
And I think people are sort of bracing for what's coming.
Neither of you are high on the new year.
No.
no.
Wow.
It's been raining for 752 days?
Did either of you take any time off?
No.
No,
There you go.
we don't take time off. I mean, COVID has been very good for therapists, which is a terrible thing because that's right.
Let's talk about words for 2023.
Okay.
So, if you're not familiar with this practice, one of the things you can do instead of setting an intention or resolutions, which never work out, is to pick a word that is sort of meant to ground your year, an anchor point, something you can continue going back to. And it can be a word that's relevant for you, something you want to draw in, some aspect of life that was missing in 2022 that you want to make sure you focus on. I think it's a much better way to do the new year. What about you?
I do archetypes, but that's close enough to a
Oh,
word.
interesting.
Yeah, so I like think about
So you pick like,
pick an archetype. Last year was the trickster,
oh, nice.
Okay.
trying to have some fun. This year is king.
King?
King.
What is it? What do you mean by that?
I feel like not an emotional adult. And I feel like my journey, you know how we teasingly call me the princess around here?
Yes.
Or because I'm like the little prince. Right. So I feel like archetypically my journey that I want to make this year would be going from like the prince to the king. So
Oh.
not king of you, but like let's say
Oh, so
let's say
you're-
this is my kingdom.
I
This
get
is my
it.
glorious
So you're
kingdom.
delusional is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but I like it.
That's nice.
I put a little crown on my smiley face that I draw every day to track my emotions if I feel like I've been a benevolent king.
Do you actually do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
literally do that?
I literally do that.
Does that actually do anything?
Well, it helps me keep track. My glasses are off, Ben. You got to go easy on me.
Wh-
You got to go easy on me.
What
Glasses
kind of-
on.
Sorry.
What kind of king do you want to be?
I want
You
to be a
said-
benevolent king.
So what does that look like?
I want to feel responsible and take responsibility for every single thing that happens to me.
Huh.
as opposed to I love the victim space.
Yeah.
I love to be like maligned and have an oppressor or oppressive force that's holding me down. And
Accountability is tough. It's a tough one to learn.
like I'm trying to do 100%, like for everything.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the trickster year got you ready for king year?
Yeah.
How so?
Okay, so the way I see the trickster archetype is the trickster is the only one in the court that could tell the king the truth.
Right.
Right.
That's actually the trickster's job,
Right.
is to, in a very funny way, speak the truth that everyone else would lose their head for.
He's the only no man.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
only no man, and yeah, I think it was a fun practice, but like Jonathan Gustin used the word emotional adult when we were working together, and it's like that is where I want to head. For whatever reason, maybe it's because I started using drugs at 12. I feel like still a 16-year-old, like poor me, I'm under the thumb of the world, and and so that's my archetype. I know it sounds silly.
It doesn't. I
No.
mean, the
Yeah.
thing about the trickster is that the trickster archetype is also about transformation. So, whenever there's a system and there's a crack in it, the trickster comes in and introduces. It's like Hermes was stealing, or Prometheus stole fire from the gods, and Hermes did all these tricks on the gods and stole somebody's sheep. I forget what it was, but they come in, they kind of mess things up so that the system can reform and become healthy. So I guess you're maybe experiencing that. I don't know.
Yeah, and so what? Also, if you're in the chat too, while I have the glasses off, do you guys have words? Like, please.
I do.
Hi, Dennis.
I know, Dennis.
Amanda said my word is
I
nachos.
love you, Dennis. Making
It's
the
a
chat alive.
7-year though.
My word is trust for 2023.
Trust.
Trust.
What are you
Yeah.
trusting?
I'm trying to trust anything.
What don't you trust?
Anything.
Anything?
Really?
Anything. Yeah, no, I really struggle with that. I really struggle with trust.
What do you not trust?
The universe, myself.
What
other
are you afraid is
people,
going to happen? Like the sky is going to fall in bright blue chunks? Like,
Everything, yeah. Because I've had a lot of that. I've had a lot of catastrophic loss. So
okay. So
Really?
you just like, I mean, like every time you get in the car, like what's like specifically, what do you think is going to happen? Like what kind of fears?
We could, how much time do we have? Everything. Mostly, the thing that is really hyper focused for me is that I'm going to lose people,
Okay.
and so that really, puts a downer on everything.
Yeah. So when you're having a good connection with somebody,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this isn't going to last. This person's going to go away, or this person's
It's
going to
die. It's not really an
die.
abandonment thing in terms of like relational abandonment, but it's more, they'll be swept out.
Well, my old therapist, Seymour, he said that, death is a form of abandonment. That abandonment is actually our greatest fear. That death is not that big a deal. It's the loneliness. It's the fact that not only are we cut off from the world, but when people die, they cut us off.
Yeah.
So
Super cut off.
Deep.
Tracy, what else you got for us? I'm going to put the glasses back on. I'm going to see if I can do it. Oh, I know. Tired Sam is too nice. Let's see what we can do.
Can I ask MC a question real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
How do you feel when people tell you, trust me?
No. Like,
I think. Can I just? If anyone starts with honestly or trust me, that's
you
a
can
bad
trust
sign.
me. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's so, yeah.
That's a big trigger for me.
But it's not that I think that people are manipulating on purpose, I just think that if you're leading with that, there's something disorganized going on,
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that your mistrust is part of the grand evolution, though? So let's say you started off in the naive trusting.
For sure.
You got smashed over into the untrusting.
Yes.
It's actually part of how you're. It's like you're working from both ends.
100%. Yeah. Because I had all this trust that I didn't even, it was just sort of subterranean trust. I'd never critically thought about it. It was just sort of underneath everything. And then it all shattered.
what helps rebuild trust?
I think imprinting because we're hardwired to imprint negative stuff. We're hardwired to imprint loss, fear, any of that kind of stuff. So trying to really manually imprint the good stuff, the times that people are there, the days that go by where you don't lose everybody, that kind of stuff. And also to imprint the value of relationship even when it's finite.
Does consistency rebuild trust? Like if
For
things
sure.
keep working
Oh
every
yeah,
day?
reliability, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I was in a couples therapy, because I had cheated on somebody as a young man. This is before I like burnt down my village with cheating. I haven't cheated after that, but anyway, there was a time where I was a cheater, and the therapist said, like, rebuilding trust is a long and slow process, and Sam, it's probably going to take a year. And that's when I ended the relationship.
In the session, you were just like, I'm not in.
I
I'm-
can't. I
Yeah.
can't do a year in the doghouse.
Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
a year
A
or more.
A patient year of being untrusted.
And a working year where people are really focusing on what the distrust looks like and how to reestablish it.
And
all
you're
that
also
stuff.
spending gobs and gobs of money
trying to
trying to
make it
rebuild trust.
Don't do that.
Dennis's word is self-love, and Andrea's word is red flag.
Ooh,
Well, she also has honesty.
red flag. Or is she saying red flag when someone says?
Yeah, no, I'm just teasing.
Oh, okay.
I'm teasing her. All right, Tracy, what do we got? I got the glasses on. Let's see if we can.
Screw dry January, wet January. So you can start off with a drip.
This is
Is that a
This is
question?
amazing. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. Okay, so apparently some people do January dry, which is a terrible idea. First of all, anyway, should you start off terribly? I think so. This is actual shitty life advice. Great shitty life advice. I think, which is if you start the year starting cigarettes again, drinking, really just being a sloppy mess, you're going to look back at the end of that year and be like, I think I really grew. Because it's all up from there.
Right.
Like, that's why you go back to
Start
bottom.
at rock bottom.
It's an important part of the self-sabotage cycle.
Do you say the same thing to people who like do meth?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just more meth in January?
So listen, there's several ways that you could grow. Glasses are on, people, just so you know. There's several ways that you could go. You could continue to try and improve your already improved life, which is going to be a challenge.
Uh-huh.
That's going to take new vision, new perspective, not knowing what the future looks like. Or you could just start back over from square one and then do the progress that you're already used to doing. Spend the year getting back on track that way.
So basically 3 steps forward, 4 steps back.
Yeah, but you already know how to do those 3 steps.
I see.
So
So
you
it's like
could
a little-
spend your entire life doing that two
So you're recommending
in.
basically a backward stance.
a backward stance. Yeah.
Can we talk about dry January for a second? I think it's a terrible idea.
A sober October is what I always heard.
Why?
Because I've never, and this is going to be controversial, so brace yourselves. I've never met a person who had to go off of something for a month who didn't have a problem with that thing.
Well, yeah.
So if you're going off, if you're doing dry January, maybe stop drinking.
That's a good idea. It's actually interesting. I wonder if there's just there's far more low grade addiction than
Oh,
we,
for sure,
than we know
especially
about.
especially with alcohol.
And people are just
Yeah.
self-regulating a little bit.
Completely.
And
yeah.
then
self-medicating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, regulating, medicating, and then regulating, and then
Right. Yeah.
they kind of. That's interesting. I never thought about that.
That's another cycle you can do to feel like you're doing something, but you're actually going nowhere.
Right.
Grow, destroy, grow, destroy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
It feels
that.
like progress because you're moving.
It's interesting. There's a somebody smart said, I think it was Augustine Burroughs, said that you don't get sober until you want sobriety more than your drug of choice. So basic, and it just amazes me that people will have sober October, whatever it is, and not experience the progress. And not that the scales don't get tilted. It's like they just like, it's sort of like they treat it like slack, that I can use all
Yeah.
this they've got like credits.
Because you've like proven to yourself that it's not a problem.
And
'Cause you did-
or that I can go burn my life down a little bit because
Right.
I've gained all this stuff, and it's like what happened if you didn't drink for 3 months?
Right.
You know,
I think
Right.
this opens up actually a really good discussion on sabotage, and especially when talking about New Year's resolution, which is kind of a strange cycle to put yourself in. Is like right on, like the potential to fail is so high.
it's guaranteed.
Starting it at a New Year date, and then the next time you're renewed is a New Year date. I do like the 30 days of focus though, of like sober October. Like try it out for 30 days. I agree that it's probably a problem, but anyway, one of the things I notice, like let's say with fitness, is I will get back to kind of what my peak level is, feel good, and then totally be able to go off. And so I am in that kind of cycle. How do you guys coach your clients?
So you
out?
feel good and then you sabotage? Is that what you mean?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's as active as sabotage, but it's just like I start feeding the leash out more and more and more, and it's like, well, I can.
how do we coach them to do what? To like
actually stop that cycle. But so say to start breaking new ground.
Oh, I mean, I say, well, let's experiment with 1 month of sobriety and see how you feel in a month, and check back in. And then it's like the AA adage of, 1 day at a time. It's like, oh, I feel great. Well, let's do 6 weeks. Let's do 8 weeks, or whatever it is. That's usually how I do it. How do you do it?
I think focusing on what's realistic is really important. So if you want to make changes in terms of your body composition, right, instead of saying I'm going to work out for 2 hours a day every day, even though I haven't ever worked out, what could you realistically actually do? And then once you see, I think you get a little bit of a boost when you're like, oh, I can take a walk every day for 20 minutes. And maybe I can also lift some weights for 10 minutes after that.
Yeah,
and then you start to
small
kind of
bites.
build. And I think the other thing is building things into your actual life and the
Yeah.
way that your life is composed. So
Right.
for example, if you're someone whose schedule is all over the place, can you build in habits on a slider on your calendar rather than say, I'm going to work out at 6 a.m. If I don't work out at 6 a.m., fuck it, I've screwed up,
Right. Yeah, I had a patient, let's say, hypothetically got a new exercise machine and wasn't using it, and a lot of people have this conception that if they use it, they shouldn't start it until they have the regimen down. They know what they're going to do. It's like, no, just go sit on it. Like spend go sit and go sit in your weight room for 30 seconds, just to get it moving.
Yeah.
I do the 15 minutes a day of elliptical, no matter what kind of challenge with Tracy. I sent her my elliptical machine, and that's the only way I've had any stretch of consistency.
Oh yeah, accountability buddy.
Super small. Amanda said something really brilliant. I don't know why the glasses are going on. Amanda said something brilliant, which is that people love the New Year's resolution so much because there's so much inbuilt support for it.
Oh yeah, because
Like
everyone's
culturally,
doing it.
everyone's
Yeah.
doing it.
Oh, that's
But
interesting.
I don't mean to sound too cynical, but I feel like it's a mass delusion also. It's like, I'm doing this thing, and it's clearly true because it's New Year's and everybody knows I'm going to do it because it's my resolution. And it's like, it's a way of convincing yourself that you will improve. I don't know.
and then we all fall off the wagon by January 15th. Is that what you mean?
Well, more like it's usually March or,
No, it's not. It's 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
statistically.
Oh dear. That's worse than I thought.
Which is, again, I think why it's good to pick a word, because then you can reorient yourself. The other thing I think you have to do when you're building resolutions or trying to make change at all is build in relapse, right? And build in stepping back, and then how are you going to recover from that? Because then you have a real tool.
Well, you have to, the anti-fragile thing.
Yeah.
So the idea of anti-fragile is it's a whole book about, there's like robust systems and there's fragile systems and there's anti-fragile. So robust is like the big, like a big cement structure that, if you build a system that's really strong, but the problem is that it can be, if it cracks, it falls apart, like for whatever reason. But an anti-fragile system is a system that can fall apart and then rebuild relatively easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that it has flex. So like if a couple get into a fight and they can resolve it and they're upset at each other and they can come back, it's like they're anti-fragile.
Totally.
Whereas a couple that's just like, we're the power couple, we're amazing, and then there's a crack in the system and
And
it just boom, divorce.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
All right, Tracy, give us another one.
What if I'm never Beachbody ready? All I can do is promise to not. Sorry, I can't see this. What if I'm never Beachbody ready? All I can do is promise not to be that corpse washed up on the beach.
Very funny. So, beaches are for beach bodies. So really, it's rude to bring your non-beach body to the beach. So if you ever want to be worthy of being seen in public, you should probably work on that.
No. So when I was very young, well, I was a much heavier person. I think I talked about this last time, and I asked.
And you did the moral thing and became not heavy, right? Sorry, glasses were off. Well,
Anyway, so I asked one of my personal trainers at the gym. I was like, "Well, how do I know when I've lost enough weight?" And he says, "When you can walk around with your shirt off and not feel any shame." And he said that without irony. And no matter how much weight I lose, no matter how whatever, I will never in my life, I think, feel comfortable walking around with my shirt off. So, fuck beach body shit. It's poisonous to people. That idea, it's just poison.
If you have a body, you're ready for the beach.
Imagine that, right?
Yeah. And if you can't get there, listen, like I think there's a lot of things you can do to change your relationship with your body, bit by bit.
Yeah.
And I think, this, maybe we can suggest a couple things. I'm sure there's 1,000 things, but find things that are different than the beauty ideal that you appreciate about your body. So what does it do for you? Is it strong? In what ways? Is there anything you can find that you like about it? Even if it's like your fingernails or your teeth, it doesn't have to be everything. And then build from there. I also think that we talked last time about healthy objectification. And I think this is a place where you can find yourself in spaces where you feel sexy, beautiful, do some boudoir photography, even if it's just by yourself, because you can feel differently about your body, even if your body doesn't look different.
Also, one thing that I've noticed as someone who's severely body dysmorphic is that when you see somebody who is, somewhat overweight, maybe they're out of shape and their shirt is off, but they're really confident in their skin, they're really comfortable in their skin, I don't see it. It's weird. Like
you don't see
I don't see them being overweight. It's like I know that objectively, okay, that person's overweight, but for some reason, like I saw this amazing video of this guy.
My uncontrolled reaction to that before I temper myself is rage.
Oh, wow.
It's like you're not playing by the same shame rules I'm playing by.
It's resentment too. You're angry, right? Yeah.
So just to tell on myself, it's like there is that first initial of just like seething rage of like, how dare you not play by the playground rules that I'm playing by.
Well, my reaction is jealousy. Like I saw this video of this guy who was easily 50 or 60 pounds overweight, and he was just dancing. Like he just, he loved it. He loved himself and he loved the world and he was fine. And he looked thin as a rail to me.
He looked beautiful. He looked appealing. He looked like he had elan, like life force.
And it's about being comfortable. Like how do people get there?
You got to step by step start dancing.
No.
Oh, we're going to do it on.
Oh, fuck.
Ty, in the comments, what feedback are you talking about? I'm curious. Anyway, let's put the call-in number on the screen, Reese, and then we'll do a couple more questions and maybe somebody will call in. We'll see. I normally am like meddling in the background, like, hey, are you going to call in? I didn't really meddle.
No, you're not meddling.
Yeah. So, okay, Tracy, what you got for us?
Split 2 weeks ago. X wants to go on a trip next weekend. We planned one last hurrah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is a perfect romantic trip to go on. You could stay entangled and fucking a mess for the next year if you plan it out right.
It depends. If you can get in the headspace of having one last hurrah without being super sad the entire weekend about this is the last time we're going to walk on the beach, this is the last time we're going to have sex, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, we have a call.
Then why not? But I don't know if many people can get in that headspace.
Hello. Welcome to Shitty Life Advice.
Hello. Yes, this is your friend, and
hello, my friend.
I would like to give some feedback because the question about the beach body, that was using one aspect of personal self-improvement that people focus on in the new year as a stand-in for my entire life.
Oh, what do you mean?
So it wasn't about the physicality. Like, I actually hate the beach, so I'm not going to go there anyway. I don't care what I look like. I'm not wearing a swimming suit. But
how dare you not care?
I'm devoted this year to not improving in any way, other than just staying alive.
That's the basics.
And is that excusable?
Wait, what's the question again?
Her plan is to not improve in any way, but to stay alive. I mean, God, that sounds like a great plan.
I kind of like that in the sense that it's very much in the Tao. It's in harmony. It's like you're not fighting the currents of life. You're just kind of like going to go with it. Just don't do a lot of drugs.
Well, she's not talking about like getting worse, just no progress, right?
Yeah, just as is.
As is, yeah.
I'm on board, personally.
Yeah, especially if you've ever been an overachiever, I think that's a great goal to set for yourself to get into a different way of function.
It's like a new archetype. I'm going to stay the same.
I'm
This
just gonna
New
chill.
Year,
Yeah.
New Year's Eve to New Year threshold is, I mean, not to brag, this is the best I've ever had in my life. Normally, the build up to New Year's is unbearable of all the things I didn't do, how ashamed I am, how terrible I felt. I did the
From the last year, you mean?
yes.
Yeah.
So I did the perfect amount that somehow
You feel
that conversation was just missing.
It's funny in my family we're so hopelessly secular that we didn't really pay attention to holidays, dates, birthdays, anything really. I mean, we kind of did, but we kind of don't. So we just don't care. And now I don't like the idea of New Year's. To me is ridiculous on a bone level. Like I care zero about it.
My friend, what does not improving in any way look like? How does one go about on the not improve in any way plan?
I'm not going to be more compassionate. I'm not going to be better with money. I'm not going to do all the things that I know could make my life better if I did them, like the whole, have you tried yoga? People. and the like,
perfect inflection there. Perfect.
I'm not going to charge crystals by the full moon. I'm not going to try to have a relationship.
I hate to kind of break it to you because this is going to pop your bubble a little bit, but I think you're from the things that you've listed. I think there's a really interesting pattern emerging, and I think that your not progressing is progress.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I feel like you've set yourself up to grow.
Yeah,
Right,
'cause that was a pretty enlightened list
Yeah.
she just gave.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be like.
I feel like, have you ever heard of the horseshoe theory in politics? It's
No.
like if you go far enough to the left or far enough to the right, they actually meet in
Yeah.
the center.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I feel
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
you've done the horseshoe of improvement.
Of New Year's.
Of enlightenment.
Yeah, you've gone
Yeah.
far off enough. That
Well,
you're-
that's kind of what Siddhartha was about.
I love Siddhartha.
Siddhartha, the book Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse.
I haven't read it.
Oh,
Well,
shit,
so
it's so
basically,
good.
the Buddha goes out and tries to do all these things to obtain enlightenment, like starve himself and do all this stuff and this and that. And at the end of the book, he's just chilling by the river, like I don't really know what to do. I'm just gonna sit by this river.
But and there's that great passage about the flow. The river's going to flow, and I'm going to.
yeah,
Thank you.
It sounds like you're opting out of the bullshit, and that.
No,
that's a good idea.
there was another number calling me that I thought I had to get, but
You are welcome.
you know what? I'm not going to do that either this year.
There you go.
Fuck answering the phone.
Oh yeah, you can also merge calls too.
Yeah, that's what I was really worried about that. So
Yeah, well, we're happy to talk to your friends as well.
okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. The no improvement plan.
I'm into it.
it's hard. It puts you in harmony.
Thanks to all of you people, actually. I think, if I just stay the course in terms of connectedness with this group, I think that's kind of been a game changer for me.
Staying the course is not easy. Just because it's not like upward mobility doesn't mean it's simple and easy.
Have you read the Tao Te Ching?
Love the Tao.
So my new thing.
Hey,
It's-
the Tao, nothing you speak is the Tao, okay? Nothing you can't speak is the Tao.
Are we going to fight about
We're
that?
right.
What?
Yeah, the Tao can't be written or spoken. Haven't you read it?
I've
It's like
got
the first fucking line.
Okay, but it also says, well, those who say do not know, those who know do not say, is in the Tao Te Ching. But the problem is the Tao Te Ching is saying it, so it's kind of a paradox now, isn't it, Sam?
Okay, but what was the point?
The point was, I don't know, Sam was making a point. I guess his glasses are off, so I can't really criticize him. But
It was a glasses on kind of snark. though.
it was,
Yeah.
he was trying to trip me up, and he failed miserably. But what I was going to say is that when you are in the Tao, you're fine. When you're outside of the Tao, you suffer. And I think that's what I liked about the last caller was that she's just not going to suffer because she's in the flow. And people's when they have an ego wound or an ego need, that's when they get kicked out of the Tao and they like, I got to make more money. I got to do the thing. I got to go sleep with this person that causes suffering.
Grasping.
Yeah.
Carol said Fight Club vibes. I was just thinking that, Carol.
Definitely Fight Club vibes.
Yeah.
Tracy, do we have any good questions over there?
Well, some of them you've already kind of answered through other questions. How about this one? How can I stop scratching my ass and thinking, why haven't I done anything today?
I mean, scratching your ass is doing something.
You need to wipe your butt better if your butt itches. I've learned that
How long
lesson.
are your nails?
So we're dealing with procrastination here, I guess. How do you stop kind of letting the day slip away?
I mean, maybe you just need to scratch your ass more and really get into it and just become a really the best ass scratcher
Avid.
ever, and just make that your art.
Is procrastination a symptom of isolation?
It can be, for sure.
That's what I posit to you.
For sure. I don't think always, but it can be. Why?
I've noticed I'm a procrastinator. It is so much harder to procrastinate in the company of other humans.
I think procrastination is a symptom of inner conflict, because the
Go on.
person is conflicted about what they want. You know, I don't believe that the word lazy is a real term. Like, no one is lazy. They just
There
don't
are
want to.
lazy people.
No, I disagree. I completely disagree. There are people that have other agendas because they don't want to do the thing. They'd rather do this thing over here, or they're conflicted, or they're depressed, or they're anxious. They're not lazy. There's no inherent laziness in people. There's people that are kind of, that don't have grit because they've been undermined in some kind of way, and they need to repair that. I don't think people are inherently lazy. I just don't think it's a useful word.
The way out of it, I think, is routine.
Okay.
I think if you can build in little touch points for yourself throughout the day, accountability, like Sam mentioned a little while ago, was it 15-minute elliptical accountability?
15 minutes,
If you can loop somebody else in and make yourself accountable to that person via text message, whatever, and have like 2 or 3 of those touch points throughout the day, you won't ever do nothing. And usually what will happen is between the touch points, you'll find yourself much more productive.
And I would also add that there's a lot of routines in our lives that we just don't even think about. I mean, the fact that you're able to get up in the morning and make yourself food and function is an accomplishment, even if it doesn't seem like it. So yeah, you got to just build in new routines. You know, functioning in the world is a huge accomplishment.
What's DBT? Why is that all the rage now?
Dialectical behavioral therapy actually comes from philosophy. Hegel,
So
ready?
I know CBT,
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
CBT
Thesis?
is, okay, so just real quick.
Yep.
CBT is thoughts become actions, actions become
DBT
feelings.
is a subset of CBT.
I know, but I'm summarizing
Yeah.
CBT real quick. CBT, it starts with
I'm just gonna
belief,
keep doing this.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Belief.
Yes.
Thought.
Belief becomes actions. Actions become emotions. Is that the right?
I think it's a loop. You could draw that loop in a bunch of ways. I think that sounds.
Cognitive behavior therapy is basically thought restructuring. So if you have, let's say one of your thoughts is black and white thinking, all or nothing black and white thinking, and then the therapist would come in and they would focus on that thought pattern and try to, teach the patient how to think in shades of gray, or how to look at things on a spectrum or a continuum.
Which DBT is great at because it takes thesis, antithesis, and puts them together, and then you have something new, synthesis.
Can you give an example?
My parents didn't give me what I needed. They were doing the best that they could. Therefore, now I have this conception of them as whole. I got some things that I needed. There were some ways in which I was let down. That's a much more kind of peaceful way to think about your upbringing that will bring you growth. But so it gives you, instead of, our brains aren't very good at holding 2 contradictory things to be true at the same time.
Okay.
Because it just causes a puzzle for the brain. And so everything starts to kind of shut down, and then that affects your behavior and your belief system and everything. So if you can figure out a way to hold the 2 contradictory things to be true at the same time, what you get is this amazing prism that is more like reality.
It's funny. Jung called that straddling the opposites. He had a complicated word for it. I forget what it was.
Great question in the chat. Dennis, MVP of the chat today, said, I recently tore my MCL. How do I get over the boredom? And I think boredom is a huge part that's missing in our daily lives right now.
Yes.
Because there's a lack of boredom.
What's an MCL?
It's one of the knee ligaments. It's bad.
It's not as bad as the ACL, but
It's
it's
not-
no
yeah.
fun. It's not a party.
Sorry.
Not a party. No, that's okay. Thank you, Tracy.
I don't know what that is.
Boredom
Boredom
is generative.
is generative and also excruciating.
It's interesting. I thought of that.
both of you take time to sit down and write and produce things. A lot of boredom there. How do you each both work with boredom?
I haven't been bored since I was 10 years old.
Okay, pass. You're
I'm not
You
saying. I'm just
also
saying,
don't
I'm
eat
just like-
fast food.
My brain is just always fucking spinning. It won't stop. I crave boredom. It would be great if I were bored. Maybe I could fucking sleep if I were bored. This is boring.
next.
I don't have a negative response to boredom. I truly believe it's generative. I think new ideas, new structures of seeing things come from boredom. So when it comes, I kind of welcome it.
I'm in Dennis's camp. My natural boredom is excruciating. It takes so much.
So what do you do? How do you work with that?
I have to button chair, accountable, find things that I want to do with my time that I'm not doing in the boredom. Right. So let's say I do have a desire to write a talk this month, write a short talk. I will not naturally do that with my boredom time. Like my boredom time will just be like fill with stimulus, fill with more stimulus.
So you don't let yourself get to bored. You distract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boredom is like the thing you must avoid at all costs. So
Okay.
to me, there's healthy setups for boredom that are good, and then there's really bad setups for boredom. So I think like being sat down in front of a desk with a project that you want to do, so a hobby that you know helps your mental health, or a project that your soul is asking you to write, and then channeling that work in the boredom is great. But yeah, like,
Do you think boredom is a function of extroverted frames? In other words, like when the things stop working and there's nothing to physically do, that if you are in an extroverted frame, you're like, well, there's nothing here. Like there's no inner place to go
And it
to.
starts to feel threatening, you mean?
Well, it's just like there's nothing to operate on. Like if you're not used to the inner world and and your own thoughts and your own stuff, and you just exist. If you're a super extrovert and you exist, in what I can, driving my car, building the thing, or painting the whatever, repairing the such and such. Like if those tasks run out, does the extrovert get bored?
I'm an introvert. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dennis says his brain's not bored, his body's bored.
Oh,
of being
that's
at rest.
that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a different kind of antsiness.
Body boredom. Just
Yeah.
like a
So,
thoroughbred. We just need to take you out back and shoot you.
Dennis, have you tried yoga? Can you do any like chair dancing?
You know
Like
you
what?
should,
Can
Dennis,
you
you
do
should
with your
do. You
body?
should do archery. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all upper body. Archery is cool.
Yeah, archery
It's
is cool.
freaking expensive, but it's cool.
Sometimes I think when my body is really antsy, scaling things down to the tiny helps a lot. So can you maybe build some models, do some things with your hands that require tons of concentration? Because then I think the energy will sort of.
I paint Warhammer figurines.
What?
I think,
Do what?
I think that's the first time I'm confessing to this online.
You
Little it's like one step above Dungeons and Dragons.
And when's the last time you did this?
A month ago?
I can't tell if I can tease you right now.
What's a warhammer?
You can tease it.
Like
But you're-
Thor's hammer?
okay.
Like what are you?
But YouTube has a lot of Warhammer folks, so you should watch out.
No, I'm familiar with it, and I would tease them as well.
I don't
I
know what
honor
this
them
is.
and I tease them.
Okay.
Teasing is a way of honoring, I think.
It is, because it means that I'm a little bit jealous of it. Anyone that ever says anything critical of you, it always is really what they're saying is I admire you, basically.
Damn it.
Archery was my meditation during COVID. I got into archery.
Oh.
Really?
Wait, but
Yeah.
I don't understand this. What did you say?
Warhammer.
What is that?
It's like these little plastic figurines that you paint. And like a bunch of other adults are really excited to also
But
paint.
they're not all hammers. This warhammer's like a.
No, they're like, my little faction is like these little robots. And so I just sit there, I'm like this, like painting. It's
I
really,
think that's the scale. See what I mean, though? Like the scale of things.
Well, that's
really
like
relaxing. It's like an
nerd-
old man going back to
Meditative.
his toy railroad.
Oh, it's like
Yes.
it's like nerd level 12.
It's nerd level 12.
Listen, lean in. 2023. The word is nerd.
Sam, maybe you and I should have a Warhammer painting party.
Would,
Can I come?
Would you paint?
I would absolutely paint.
It's pretty relaxing.
It sounds like it's. Can MC come?
Yeah.
Can Tracy come?
Yeah,
Can
everyone-
Reese
everyone-
come?
yeah,
can
of
we?
course.
Can we just? Maybe we should have
Let's
a
do it
shitty
right
life
now.
advice where we just paint Warhammer figurines.
That's Tracy's show. We're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how many Warhammer podcasts there are.
So many. Yeah.
Really?
My YouTube algorithm is like mostly Warhammer.
I knew a guy who was really into frisbee golf.
Oh boy.
and seen every podcast, he knew everything, every person in the United States. He knew that. Anyway, Reese's motion.
Look at the background.
What's that?
Oh, it's Warhammer.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Reese was gesticulating wildly, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. Is the building
Reese,
on fire?
Throw up a Adeptus Mechanicus. I forgot what the army I play is called. I think that's it. Sorry to the real Warhammer people. I don't actually play the game. I just paint the figures. Tracy, what you got for us? You got another question? We got some time left.
Dennis wanted to know how many archetypes are there?
Almost infinite.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you, Dennis.
An archetype is a universal form that'll play out through all history. So
Yeah.
like the prostitute, no matter what year you go to,
Mm-hmm.
ever there will be a prostitute.
It's kind of like asking how many thoughts are there. You know, like you it's not measurable really. And archetypes are, they're emergent. It's also important to delineate between archetypes and archetypal images. So the archetypal
Look how
image.
serious the Jungian gets when you mention
Fuck
archetypes.
you. How
God,
about that?
Can you make it any less fun for Dennis?
Yes, I can.
Actually
Yes, I
interested
can.
in
And here
archetypes?
it comes. Here it
Okay.
comes. I'm making it less fun, especially for you. Well, I'm going to make it difficult to understand for you, Sam.
No, make it fun for Dennis.
You're just struggling.
hanging
You're
out
just
with us.
struggling because you can't comprehend what I'm saying.
Can someone please call in? Thank you.
I feel shamed.
I'm nervous.
All right, tell us about archetypes.
I'm just saying that the archetypal image is the thing that you see, okay, this is Aphrodite rising from the water. This is an image of Zeus. This is, or whatever, in Star Wars when they have all the cool archetypes, the knight and the lightsaber.
No, I was
Oh,
gonna
never
say,
mind.
Saved.
Saved by phone.
What about that?
Dennis, DM me. I'll tell you about the archetypes.
What?
Hello, thank
No, I
you
was
for
gonna say, I
saving us
couldn't
From Ben.
Maureen from Ben. Hello. You're on Shitty Life Advice.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
What is the topic of the show today?
Oh, it was supposed to be like resolution-y. This is the Hangover show, so very little prep went into this.
Yeah, we're just chilling.
No one's actually hungover though.
I think Sam might be hungover secretly.
I'm like emotionally hungover.
Shame, hangover.
He's been crying all night.
It's a resolution show.
I'm sorry, the relationship show?
Resolution.
Resolution.
New Year's resolution.
Do you have any resolutions?
Oh, New Year's resolution. I never make New Year's resolutions.
Good.
I was listening to something on a podcast the other day, and it was, what is the power or magic that, New Year's has over us to make a resolution and change? Why can't we just let that go and, resolve to do something any other day of the year?
I totally agree.
My goals are based around my belly button birthday, not the new year. So I'm like 3 months
What is
in,
a belly button birthday?
as opposed to my sobriety birthday. I don't know. I'm just in the habit of separating birthday.
AA speak.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you.
He's steeped in it.
Thanks for blowing my anonymity.
I didn't blow your enemy. I'm just saying you're quoting AA.
Yeah, that's true. What should we call you, guest?
Whatever you want.
How about Frank?
No, that's definitely not a Frank.
You never know. What, did you have a question, Frank?
No.
Oh.
Oh, you're breaking up. Try one more time. If you can hear me, we can't hear you. I'm going to hang up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, hey. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about the fish on your TV screen.
I would love to talk. So this whole set, just to give everybody the backstory, is kind of an amazing. We had a client in on Monday who was doing a lot of green screen work, and so the stage was all set for them yesterday. And then I was working on another piece of client work, and Reese basically just, without changing much, made all the stuff that we already had on the stage a set for the show. So
Cool.
the fish is because normally we have a hero who's like somebody doing something, but we did not have a hero today. So we have the fish.
Okay.
The fish is also representative of Sam's inner child or inner state.
Yes, helpless and
And,
floating.
and so he forgets like what happened like 5 seconds ago.
Will you consider the possibility instead of a hero of perhaps having a villain?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
What would that even look like?
Well, MC had the idea to start having to start pulling like self-help people that actually have really bad advice, even though they're trying to give good advice.
Like they don't know that it's
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they're delusional
selling
or
it as
whatever.
like
Yeah.
some like red pill dude or something like that.
Andrew Tate, I think, is a great example.
Yeah.
Bad advice.
shitty self-helper of the week.
What's your New Year like so far? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a little bit of a blue time, I guess, because there's so much pumping you up with the holidays, and then it's just boom, January. Okay, now what?
Yeah, I experienced
um,
a pretty big come down. And normally I'm shaming myself at the end of the year and then launching into the new year. And this year I was like pretty happy with how my year went, and then there was a little bit of a dip.
Yeah, I think a lot of people might be feeling that.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about besides the fish?
Nope. Just
No?
wanted to find out what the fish were up to, and also, are you done with the robe for 2023?
No, the robe's here. I just,
It wasn't a robe day.
Next
wasn't
week
really-
he's going to be naked.
yeah, that's,
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
I'm sure everyone wants to hear that.
And you're not going to wear a shirt.
Yes, and you're gonna dance.
Fuck that.
I actually have some really good shitty life advice, so these are going to go back on. So our power went out from the storms
Like 25 times.
25 times. My fridge was out for 3 days. And last night, midnight snack comes along. I have not emptied out the fridge. And I just said, fuck it. And I started eating food
I did the same thing.
as if the power hadn't gone out. And I woke up this
Oh
morning
my gosh.
so sick.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
What
Yeah.
did you eat?
Cheese and hummus. And
My food was fine. It's so
Your food
cold.
was fine?
Yeah.
maybe I'm just,
Well, also
you've had
eating
heat,
it in the middle of the
though.
night disrupts your sleep.
yeah, I didn't check how I
So shitty life advice is to take the risk with
always take the risk.
with the expired
Hummus seemed like a safe choice. Hummus can't really go bad, can it?
But it's just there's a lot of calories in hummus and cheese, and I just think it just destroyed your sleep.
Yeah, I slept like crap, which is why I'm having a hard time being cynical.
Yeah, next time liquor is also helps you sleep.
Ben.
Yeah, I can't
You're not wearing the glasses.
I guess I'm sorry. I'm in a mood today. I'm gonna get a terse email from Sam later on today.
Carol says always risk the cheese. You can leave cheese out for like an hour, so that's kind of why I thought
3 days was the same.
3 days in an unrefrigerated fridge might equal an hour in the outside.
Do you leave the mayonnaise out too?
No, I would not mess with mayonnaise.
You would?
I love mayonnaise, but I don't own it.
You don't own mayonnaise?
I don't own mayonnaise.
Why don't you own mayonnaise?
I don't either.
I'm gonna bring both. You don't either?
No, it's
I'm
not in
bringing
my fridge.
mayonnaise.
Tracy.
No, of course not.
You don't own mayonnaise,
No.
Reese.
Amanda, too.
Reese, do you own mayonnaise?
Tracy, I've never seen you make that face.
Reese has mayonnaise. Okay, I'm bringing mayonnaise next week
For
No.
what?
For my
Please
fridge?
for
Yeah.
all of you.
No. Mayonnaise is like a deli delight, but Amanda fed her daughter the fridge food and she barfed for 24 hours.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
On her. It says it barfed on me.
It's like such a mood to like look at the fridge that's been out and just go, I can do it. I think that's optimistic.
I know I'm not allowed to criticize Marin County anymore, but I will say that in San Francisco, our power did not go out.
It's just this little town we live in. It's kind of on the end of the grid, I think.
Yeah.
We got hung up on.
Yeah, we hung up.
Yeah, she's fuck these people.
Fuck these people. Oh, what's my background now?
Oh,
It's mayonnaise. Ew.
That's the wrong mayonnaise. It's got to be Best Foods mayonnaise.
No.
What?
QP is the best mayonnaise.
Where
No
do
one
you
knows
get
what
what is that?
mayonnaise is, though.
Where do I get it, Reese?
Reese is a
I'll bring you
genius.
some.
I don't believe you. Best Foods is the best mayonnaise.
Is it Asian?
Yes.
No one knows what that
I am
mayonnaise
very
is.
suspicious of this mayonnaise, but I will try it.
Mayonnaise is the word for
It's all
2023.
MSG.
Amanda forgot her fridge was out, so she was. You don't get the brave voice.
Oh.
This is our last call of the day too. Oh, let's see here.
I'm just surprised you had food in your fridge.
Hello, welcome to Shitty
Right.
Life Advice. That I had food in my fridge? Yeah, I had a little bit of food. Hello, who am I
Hi.
speaking to?
This is Dennis, actually.
Hi, Dennis.
Dennis! Hey!
Yeah, I just called to complain because my favorite segment got cut short.
Oh no.
The,
was-
the undergrounding, I closed my eyes and it was over.
Aw,
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that's Sam's fault.
that's what she
I know.
said.
And I,
All right.
What?
All right,
In the rain.
Dennis. This one's for you, man. Okay, you ready?
We're doing
So we're
it.
doing it.
We're doing it. We're doing the
Doing it.
undergrounding for Dennis.
Close your eyes, Dennis. I want you to reconnect with your completely fucked knee.
are you guys practicing the word of the day?
No, we're doing the undergrounding.
We're doing the undergrounding.
Can't
for
you hear it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Close
this,
your
this is for
Yes.
you.
Close your eyes, my child. We're talking
All right.
about your knee. Oh, can I get some background on this real quick? How'd you destroy your knee? Dennis, how'd you fuck your knee up?
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Oh, do you know this, Dennis? Do you know each other?
No.
No. Okay. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Anyway, all right, Dennis. I want you to think about your terrible life choices and how it all led to being disabled. Yes. Oh, shitty life glasses have to come on. Okay. And I want you to think about the impending end of life as you know it, because you're probably right now, as you're home on disability, your boss is probably thinking of ways to fire you. And your coworkers are furious with you because they have to do your work now.
I'm
Yeah.
actually working at the moment.
It doesn't matter. They're still talking shit. This is my undergrounding for you. This is my blessing I bestow upon you today. And I want you to think about how much more fun we're all having compared to you stuck at home with your fucked up knee. I'm gonna skip and jump around just to spite you after this.
Yeah.
And with that,
Oh.
I want
wow.
you-
I hope you swim home, Sam.
That's awesome.
That's pretty likely.
it's like a really yeah. Are you aware that we're completely flooded here? I might swim home.
Are you guys what?
Yes.
Yeah, we're in the Bay Area. All right, cut the underground. That's your underground, Dennis. We just want to talk. Hi, how'd you find us? You're amazing. I've been reading you in the chat.
I got it from Ben.
You got it from Ben?
Oh, you do know each other.
him. You fucking liar. Okay. All right, now be on. Are you a black belt, Dennis?
No,
No?
I'm not a black belt.
Okay. Could you kick Ben's ass?
No.
Tell us some juicy secrets.
Yeah. What do you know about Ben?
Yeah.
What do I know about Ben? Oh man, I'd rather not.
You, go ahead, Dennis. You can say whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
I don't want to get knocked out.
You
Oh,
won't, you, I won't knock you out.
We're
I
gonna
won't
put him
knock
in
you out.
danger. We shouldn't do that.
I might sit on you, but I won't knock you out.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Did Ben hurt you, Dennis? Is he the one who broke your knee?
Yeah, he was angry.
That's not true. Dennis.
Someone tell the licensing board this man is hurting people.
The licensing
Yeah,
board is well aware.
Oh man.
So-
But actually, I actually did call in. I really love the Shitty Life Advice live. It's like my lunch thing, right? So I eat and watch you guys. It's freaking hilarious.
Oh, yay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
yeah,
you.
it's coming together. We're figuring out the kinks, but yeah, that would be the hope. Is like, people taking a break from work to goof off. In a perfect world, it'd be Monday, but then there's no way we could do Monday because Monday's already a crazy day. But
I'm looking forward to the Warhammer live stream.
thank you.
We need a Twitch account.
We'll find a
Yeah,
way.
live on Twitch, Warhammer live stream. with boss music in the background.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I love it.
Dennis, do you also Warhammer?
I don't. I play Call of Duty and Apex.
Yeah, there's like an amazing. This is such a strange time. There's an amazing overlap between jujitsu and classically nerdy things. There's all these like yoked out nerds now running around,
Yeah.
capable of really hurting you.
Well, that's because the
With
ner-
their Patagonia sweaters. Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
jujitsu changed the way you have to walk through the world now. Now
The
you just have
nerdiverse?
to, yeah, you
Well,
have
you
to
never
be
know.
nicer to
Well, you
people.
never know.
You never know now.
Dude.
Yeah,
The nerds can choke you with their glasses now.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Dennis,
you guys are wearing glasses. Holy shit, sorry.
All of us,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. All of us. Yeah.
only Reese
Only
is not
Reese.
wearing
I
glasses.
have
That's 'cause
20/20 vision. I can't
Surgery.
really-
Do you have to really?
I haven't had 20/20 vision since I was born, I think.
I have 20/20 in my right eye.
Wait.
Really?
Yeah, my left eye is blurry, but my right
Oh,
eye's
man.
good.
What happened to your left eye?
I don't know. Just
Life.
God hates me.
Well, we knew that, but
This is a riveting conversation.
Anyway, Dennis, it was awesome to have you on the line. We are going to
Thanks, guys.
we're going to wrap the show.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm there.
Okay, good.
Thanks, Dennis.
We're gonna try and spice it up next
spread
week.
the word, Dennis.
Spread the
I
word.
like
Dennis.
spice.
Tell them.
Take
Tell the
care, y'all.
people. Bye bye.
Take care,
Bye.
Dennis. Okay, friends, that takes us to our last segment. Thank you for spending time with us today. I hope you had fun. I had some fun. I showed up so nervous because I was just tired, and I felt kind, and it was just the mood was off. But one, it's really actually great to see you all.
You too.
You too, especially for the first time. Oh, what am I looking at? 10 years plus of Marvel movies inspiring all of us to work out more. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, they're all really beautiful.
For me, it was Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you guys know that show.
Mm-mm.
Dragon Ball Z made young men want to work out really hard. Anyway, that's it for today. On a serious note, if you would like to hang out with me, you can join our Patreon, which is patreon.com/hellohuman. And we meet Monday nights for a human hangout of some kind. Sometimes we have a book club. Sometimes we have a study hall. Sometimes we just have a regular hangout. And it's a great little group of humans. I would love to see you there if you want to join. Also, please spread the word. If you're watching right now, please just press subscribe on YouTube, because when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we can have like a tip jar where you could throw in $1 or $5 while you watch if you're having a good time. And that would be cool. And that gets pooled. We're like a bunch of waiters here.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to pool tips. I think it'll be a while before the lunches we take you to will be covered by the tips.
Well, it depends where you take us to lunch.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
you could go.
Tips are pooled.
I
This
mean, I
is
know a few spots.
the only area of my life that's like communist. But that's it for now. I hope that everybody has a wonderful week. Real quick, this is an important time of the year. In all seriousness, this is an important time of the year. There's a lot of people who are trying to do new things. There's a lot of people who are struggling. And now is a really important time of the year to check in on your loved ones and to see if people in your life need your support. So if you could, please think about people who you maybe haven't heard from this year. Check in on them, see if there's any way you can support them. Those ambitious folks in your life who might be trying to work towards a vision, see if you can help them in any way, because come February, there'll be a lot of people who have given up and are just back in the old swing of things. So check in on your loved ones, and thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of the 4th episode of Shitty Life Advice.
Bye, friends.
Bye.